rivalry game on the podcast of the week. Michigan took care of Iowa 27-14. J.J. McCarthy played. I think this might have been his best game so far. Stat-wise, probably wouldn't say that. He was 18 of 24, 155 yards, 1 TD. No turnovers, which is huge. He missed on a couple of deep balls, but that's okay. Get him out of the way now because you're going to need him down the line. He didn't push. He took his shots. They were smart with the shots they took. They just got to hit him. This game played out about how I think Grant and I discussed how it was going to go, where Iowa was going to hang in there for a while, and they did. They made it interesting in the fourth quarter, and then the electric combination of Brian Ferentz and Spencer Petras showed up by throwing a 1-yard route on a 4th and 2 to an All-American tight end who is one of Iowa's best playmakers. Blake Corum, another solid game, 29 rushes, 133 yards, a touchdown. Defense, the pass rush continues to improve and progress week by week, which is happy. And now Jim Harbaugh has officially won at every stadium in the Big Ten. As a player and a coach, I should clarify. He's got one left to check a box on, which hopefully we'll be able to do this year, or he will be able to do. Not me. I don't play for Michigan. But this game, I felt like this was a 10-yard game where the most important thing is just get 10 yards every play. Just move the sticks. Keep leaning on that Iowa defense, and that's exactly what they did. And I felt really good. I didn't really sweat the rest of the game until after that first drive. I felt Michigan was like, okay, these guys are prepared. After it was as beautiful as a script you could have written up, which ended in a reverse to Ronnie Bell on a touchdown.
So you were actually nervous a little bit in that game because I was not. Because there was.
I said going into the game. Into the game, because Kinnick, Magic, top 5 teams go to die. It's all true.
It wasn't dark though. It wasn't dark.
That's the thing. If it was dark, then that place is different.
Trust me.
When it's during the day, it's not the same. As soon as you turn those lights on, it gets dark in that stadium. That's when things get weird. Like last year at the Penn State game. As soon as it got dark a little bit, Jack Campbell hit Sean Clifford, and that game flipped. As soon as it got dark. But now, Dylan, I didn't have much hope going into this game. And after the first drive, I pretty much gave up. I'm not going to lie, because Michigan goes down. They do what they're supposed to do. They don't turn it over. Methodical. That's what I was going to give you. That's what they took. And then Iowa comes out with a 3-and-out, and you were like, there's no way they can come back. It's just not possible. It's not the cards. So, like we talked about last week, I was going to let you take things step by step. They're never going to overwhelm teams by yards per game. It'll just be the points that are the difference. And, Iowa just couldn't win on first down for the defense's sake. And it was always, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. And then in return, Iowa's offense couldn't win on first down. And if they did, there was a penalty that brought it back. Michigan or Ohio State's offense is going to struggle with 1st and 20. What's Iowa's offense going to do at 1st and 20? Give up?
Heisman Trophy candidate to Torrey Taylor out.
But you can't even
1st and 20.
at that point, you can't even get a first down or two to try to move the drive a little bit. Urban Meyer said this in the pregame show, which was, I thought, genius here. When he coached Florida, one of his first teams, they had a great defense and a horrible offense. But all his offenses need to do was get 2 first downs. If you can get 20 yards on first downs and then maybe another 7 if you have to punt, at least make the team go, 85, 90, 80 yards. Iowa's offense couldn't do that, and they couldn't make it a Torrey Taylor game. And like I said, I didn't have much hope after that first drive, seeing Michigan go down like that, and Iowa's offense 3-and-out. It was more or less just the inevitable. So there was no reason to think, hey, they'll pull this out. And, after the 4th and 2 play, you're like, yep, this game's over. Let's turn it off. Let's wait for these 2:30 games to go on. Because at that point, it wasn't even worth watching. I didn't know they scored 14 points until was watching the Alabama-Arkansas game, and I saw the score on the bottom, because once it got to 27-7, me and my folks, well, we said, all right, well, we're going to watch the end of this Minnesota game.